So we're just gonna get right into it. The first thing you want to do is to create a new canvas, and you can do that by clicking on the tab button here. You're going to see a bunch of options, and what you want to do is you either create one, a custom made one, or you use the already made one. So I'm just gonna use a custom made one. Let's say I'm using 2000 by 2006. So you create, and we're just gonna have like an almost portrait kind of page, which is what we're going for. So what I'm going to do next is to mark out where exactly I want my body figure to start and where I want it to end. When it comes to drawing fashion figures, it is ideal to have about 9 heads to 10 heads, depending on the kind of vibe that you want, like how realistic you want the body to be. Like an average human body is around 8 heads, so that is what you would normally go for if you're doing a realistic look. But for this look, we are not necessarily doing a realistic look. I personally do not make realistic illustrations. I do more of a stylized version of it. So the best way for us to mark this out without manually doing this ourselves is to go to the toolbox here. I want you to click on canvas, and then you're going to click on drawing guide. And when you click on drawing guide, you're going to see this box popping as the default. Then you're going to click on edit drawing guide. So when you do that, you're going to notice that these are too small. I want to increase the size of this grid in such a way that I can have about 10 heads, like 10 boxes. When I count it from top to bottom, I can have about 10 and still have spaces on top and below. Right? That makes sense, right? So I'm just going to click on the grid size and increase it, trying to count as I'm increasing. Let's count now. 1, 2. I'm leaving this place empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then I can't count that. So we have about 13, which I think is fine because we should be able to leave around like 3. Let me see. You can leave this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, 13 might be too much. So we're just going to make this bigger a bit. Then we count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I think this is fine. So I'm just going to click on done. I did not move anything from where it originally was. I left everything at default. So you're just gonna pick a random brush. I mean, it depends on what you like, the kind of brushes you like. We have some default brushes that came with Procreate, which are, honestly, I have so much brushes now that it just makes no sense. I don't even use them. So these are, starting from here, we have brushes that naturally comes with the Procreate app. And you can pick any of this, but I personally do not like the textures, which is why I used my own personal brush that I like. So I like to use this sketch pencil. If you want it, I'll probably link it in the description below. Okay, so what you need to do now is to now come here and click on drawing assist. And when you do that, automatically everything you draw is going to be on a straight line. Even if you bend everything is going to be on the straight line, right? So we're going to use this to our advantage to mark where we want our stuff to be. So try to get on the lines as closely as possible so we can have like accurate boxes. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's slightly higher. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I'm just going to move this anyhow I want to because we already have what we want. So I'm just going to move it back to the middle. And the next thing I'm going to do is to go back to my toolbox and click on edit drawing guide again. But this time around, I am going to be moving into symmetry. What we had there was 2D. This is what is default, right? So I click on symmetry and automatically it stays in the middle. Do not move anything, okay? Do not move anything. Click on done. And now I want to reduce the opacity of this, because this is basically just, okay, before I reduce the opacity, I'm going to number this so we can know exactly what we're working on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I'm just gonna measure that together. I measure that together by pinching both together, and I'm going to reduce the opacity so that whatever we're drawing on top is going to show up as it should, right? It's going to show up more than what we have underneath. So I've created a new layer, and do not forget, you need to turn on your drawing assist. So I'll turn on my drawing assist, and let's start sketching. So we're going to be dealing with the first box, and what we're going to be having in the first box is the head, like from the top of the head to the chin. That is what I want. I do not want the chin overextending, no, especially when you're just starting your sketch. So you want to make sure your brush is not too big, it's tiny enough to like draw nice strokes. So what I'm going to do is make sure the drawing assist is on for your layer, and you want to draw just shapes like this, or should I say lines like this. Just draw lines like this. I know it does not make sense right now, but I just want you to draw like, you can even make this straight. Just draw lines. One thing I've noticed about beginners is that they struggle to draw curved lines. So it is easier for them to draw like just straight lines and all. But when it comes to drawing curve, it's just a big struggle. So I always tell my students to start their sketches like this, because it helps them get the foundation set. So the next thing we're going to do is to eyeball this part and just divide it by 2. And I want you to just bring this like this, just a straight line coming down like this. And then this is going to be the shoulder line, the middle of the second box. So when you've done this, you want to now come to 3. You want the waistline to be on 3. So we're just going to bring the width of the shoulder depend on how like the body proportions you want to draw is. So if you want a broader shoulder person, you get like you make longer line here. But if you want more like a normal standard body, you do this. But at the end of the day, remember that this is just a foundation, because I want you to be able to customize your body figure using this process. Even though the body is not going to be exactly this way, this is just like a skeletal version that we're about to do. So you want to bring this in, depending on how tiny you want the waist to be. Then you want to bring it out like this. As you can see, we are still drawing just angled lines. We're just still drawing straight lines, no curve yet. So just bring this down like this. So now you're going to divide the 5 box into 2, just eyeball it, and then you draw a straight line like this as well. And I hope we have something similar to this right now, because now we are moving to the lower part of the body. So I like my legs, or should I say my body figure legs, much more longer. So I'm going to be going to the 7th box, and I'm just going to divide that into 2 again. This is where the kneecap should be, right? This is how I like to do mine. So I'm just going to bring a straight line coming down. I'm just going to do a straight line coming down from here. Make sure it's at this 4. You see, I made a mistake by doing it here. Make sure it's by here. So you're just bringing it coming like this, coming inward, not outward. But then these can actually depend on the body type, but we're not going to go into specifics now. After all, you're beginners. Then you also do the inner part as well. The inner part will just be coming straight down. Then for the lower part, because this is going to be stylized, I want you to draw it angling back out, like going back out, almost like how we had the waist thing going on here. So this is going back out, and when you get here, this is going back in. So what I want you to notice is how slight I am going out. Like, I'm not going out like crazy, because if you do that, she's going to end up looking like she has like a bow leg or something, and that's just weird. You don't want it to be too obvious. You want it to be subtle, like it's stylized but not crazily stylized, right? I mean, but if that's your vibe, you can go with that. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying for this part, you just come straight down like this. If you're new to Procreate and you don't know exactly what I'm doing my fingers, what I'm doing is that when you double tap with your 2 fingers, you automatically undo, and when you double tap with 3 fingers, you are redoing what you've drawn back. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm just going to, now that we've gotten here, I love the legs to be long. So at the end of the day, I'm just going to end up having my ankle around here and then just drawing this. So low-key, this is like an 11-head body. I do not have a particular length of body I like to do, to be very honest. I wish I did, because that would even make me look like I have a particular style, like I have a particular illustration style. I just like to do what feels good to me, and I felt like I just needed to make the legs longer. It just looks more put together that way. So we're not going to go back to the arms because we haven't done that yet. So back to the arms, we would normally have the clavicle, or should I say the collarbone, I don't know, the clavicle around here. So I just want you to draw that like this, and then like this, like you're drawing an angle like this, and then you're coming down, right? Come down all the way to the end of 3. You fill it in like this as well. Then because she's going to be ipsy and we don't want to end up hiding her arms, we're just going to bring it out a bit, but not too much that it's not like, you know, arms wide. So we're just going to do a little bit of angle here, because one thing about the arm after the elbow is that you have like this slight curve before you start having, but we are not going to make it curve yet. We're just going to make an angular shape and just bring it down. I like to have my wrist around where the crotch is, so just draw a straight line from there, and when you get here, just do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is what I like to do. It might look very off right now, but that's totally fine because we're still going to adjust it. I mean, the arms are, the fingers are not probably this long. So I'm just going to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Just gonna cut it off here. Oh, okay. So this is the foundation that makes or break your body figure, and then we can move on to the next part. The next thing we want to do is to remove the lines that we have there already, because now we kind of already have like the foundations of our sketch of the body figure, and we can go to the next step. So I'm just going to take that off and then reduce the opacity of this second layer, just like we did with the first. Create a new layer, which is layer 3, and click on drawing assist as well. So now we're going to be framing out the body. We're going to be doing the, you know, the curves, the everything, because we already have the skeletal version. How many times have I said that by now? Okay, so we're just going to flesh out the face, round it out, make it rounder. Make it rounder, and that's that for now. I'll probably do another video on faces. I'm not going to go into that today. I'm just focusing on the body figure. So one thing I noticed that a lot of beginners do, especially when it comes to this, you see this neck to shoulder thing, is that they're going to do something like this for me. Please and please, no matter what you're drawing, do not draw the neck like this. It is not a curve. It is meant to come straight and then curve, like curves out like this to meet the shoulder line. So you know, before we had like the straight angular thing, now we're just bending it in. Like it has to seamlessly come into the shoulder. Sorry, I got a message. So can you see how perfect that looks now? Now we're going to just draw out the collarbone. You're just doing like a slight curve like this. Now you can do a U here. Honestly, I don't even like to do this much, but yeah. And then you can have just like 2 lines like this. Let me reduce the opacity of the other one so that you can really see and focus on the new one that we're drawing. Okay, so when I was making the foundation of the sketch, I forgot to do the bust area, guys. So I'm just going to bring back this line and we're going to have the bust. I'm just going to go back to the second step, which is the skeletal version. And I'm just going to add the bust starting from here. Just do, if you are scared to draw curved lines, you can just do, you can pretend like you're drawing W. You see how easy that was? Just pretend you're drawing W, okay? And then we can go back to where we left off from, now that we have that. So now we're going to draw the bust. And the armpit area, like we'll probably have folds like this or like this. And you want to round out the shoulder. Compared to the angular things that we have there, we are rounding everything out now. Now we are rounding this out as well. I'm just going to make this a bit more wide. You can see I'm not following the exact thing inside here. And I'm just going to curve here as well. Curve here as well. I'm going to make the thumb slightly longer. Yeah. And I'm going to do this here. One. This will probably have like 2 fingers, so I'm just going to divide this. It does not have to be the same size. Following the same shape I did before. And I can like bring the finger, make it look like one is bent, and you can see it from that other angle. Like it's just, these are just normal things, like do not complicate it. So I can see that here needs to be brought down a bit. So I'm just going to do that. Yeah, I think this looks better. So now we have that. This part as well needs to be curved. So curve it outward here. It should not look like this, except that's your style. So then we are going to have like to show the inner part of the elbow. Then we're moving on to the waist. You remember your curving. When it comes to the waist, you can stylize, you can make it less curve, less what's the word, less, I don't know the word. You can make it more tiny, yeah, depending on the vibe, but make sure you're curving it out. And when you do that, you want to make sure you indicate the abdomen, like where the abdomen will be. It will be slightly below the waistline, so somewhere around here, or it could actually be lower, yeah, because the waist went up real quick. So this is the part where you can customize. If you feel like she's looking like she has a very short torso, you can decide to like bring it down. This is where you just have fun to see what you're really feeling. I don't want that to have a short torso. So I mean, for some looks, depending on the type of dress you're wearing on it, like sometimes short torso is better. So I'm just going to go ahead, and yeah, my girl is looking like she got a baby all done. Yeah, slay. Slay queen. So I'm just going to reduce the thigh gap as well, because she's more on the thicker side when it comes to like the lower body. So we're just gonna give her some thick thighs because she's a bad bee, okay? So we're just going to draw this. I know the lower part is always, especially this part, is always like the most complex part. So you just want to follow every stroke I make basically. When you get here, it's tricky. It's like I see you're rounding the the kneecap. You're rounding the kneecap, right? And then you'll come in here like this. And then we're going out back. Then remember that we're curving it. Like instead of the sharp edge that we have there, you're curving it, right? And here is quite tricky because normally how I would do it is like this. I would do like this. How do I explain it? So I'll do like this, right? But for beginners, I think it's just best to just come straight. And then at the end of the day, human body are different. Like one person's leg is not going to be the same as the other person's leg. So it's totally fine if you do not have this exact shape, but just have something close to it. So now I'm just tracing over what I have before. I normally don't draw tools for most of my croquis, so I just close it off like this. And I come back here to just give her some, like show some kneecap or something. And we have a croquis. So what I just have to do is to turn off the second layer, and now we have a body figure that we are proud of, right? Please tell me you're proud of it. Please tell me you're proud of it, okay? So now you can draw anything that you want on this croquis by maybe you want to sketch something. All you have to do is to reduce the opacity. You know the drill. Create a new layer. If the dress is symmetry, all you need to do is to remember to turn on the drawing assist, and then you can draw whatever you like. A deep V-neck, off shoulder, puff dresses, or bodycons, or mini skirts, or dresses with flowers. You can do anything, especially when you're drawing dresses with symmetry. It's just faster because whatever you're drawing on one side mirrors on the other. And if you know that you're not drawing the same thing, like it's not symmetrical, the dress is not symmetrical, you just turn it off, create a new layer, and you just draw whatever you want to draw on the dress. Be it ruching, be it anything. And the croquis, you can decide to paint it as well, but I'm not going to be going into that in this video because we don't got that much time. But if you want to learn more about fashion illustration, this is just like the base. This is just the base. You can join my class if you want to invest in it. If you think it's something you'd like to invest in, I can tell you that my classes are very fun. A lot of my students say so. I'm not just the one saying it. Anyway, so that is the end on how to draw a full body figure, customized one. This is it, guys. This is it. Doesn't get any better than this. Doesn't get any better than this. And this is beginner friendly. Get your pen and start drawing today. It's $3.99. Even though we do not have much time, I feel like this body figure would not come to life if you don't see it in color. So what I'm just going to do is to reduce the opacity again for the 100th time and create a new layer. Drawing assist underneath. I repeat myself, underneath the layer of the sketch. Okay. I hope you all got that. I said underneath. Okay. So I'm just going to pick a random skin tone because we're pressed for time anyway. And my drawing assist is on. I'm just going to trace out what I've done. And this is what it looks like with a skin tone flat color in it. See you in the next one. Bye.